Today we'll solve question paper of 2015 UGC NET. So let's get started. Question number 1 is, who among the following advanced the theory that the mind is a tabula rasa at birth and acquires all ideas by experience? Option 1, John Locke. Option 2, John Wesley. Option C, Isaac Watts. And option D, Denis Diderot. And the correct answer of this question is John Locke, option A. Next question is, which of the following authors wrote studies in the history of the Renaissance? Option A is Walter Pater, option B is Oscar Wilde, option C Thomas Carlyle, and option D John Ruskin. And the correct answer of this question is Walter Pater. Question number 3. Whom does Harriet Smith finally marry in one of Jane Austen's novels? Knightley, B. Darcy, option C. Collins, and option D. Mr. Martin. And the option number 1, A. Knightley, is the correct answer. Question number 4. A poet once referred to an old man, a tattered coat upon a sick. This is an example of metonymy, sarcasm, simile, or metaphor. Option D, metaphor, is the correct answer of the question number 4. Which of these is not a pastoral elegy? Option A, Lycidas. Option B, In Memoriam. Option C, Thyrsis. And option D, Adonais. And the option number B, In Memoriam, is not a pastoral elegy. Question number 6 is, in Beckett's Waiting for Godot, the characters often use dislocated, repetitious, and glitched speech primarily to. Option A illustrates the essentially illogical, purposeless nature of the human condition, recreate the working of the subconscious. C option is mock the exaggerated dignity and wisdom of modern self-professed intellectuals. Option D is reinforce the comic action of a farcical plots. And the correct answer is option A, illustrate the essentially illogical, purposeless nature of the human condition. Question number 7 is, which of the following 16th century poets was not a courtier? Option A, George Puttenham. Option B, Philip Sidney. Option C, Walter Raleigh. And option D, Thomas Wyatt. And the correct answer of question number 7 is option number A, George Puttenham. Question number 8 is, Patrick White published 2 novels in the 1950s, giving the eras of pioneering and exploration in Austrian history an epic, ironic, and psychological dimension. The novels are A Fringe of Leaves, 2. The Tree of Man, 3. Wars, 4. The Aunt's Story. Select the correct answer giving the codes given here. Option 1, 1 and 2. Option 2, 2 and 3. Option 3, 3 and 1. Option D, 3 and 4. And the correct answer is option B, means The Tree of Man and The Wars are the novels. Next question is, in which of the following works did Bhaktin propose his widely cited concept of the carnivalesque? Option A, Discourse in the Novel. Option B, Dialogical Imagination. Option 3, Rebellions and His World. Option D, Forms of Time and the Chronotype in the novel. And the option number C is the correct answer, Rebellions and His World. Question 10 is, match the following. List 1 is about authors and in list 2 there are texts. We have to match them. Authors are Sebastian Fox, Peter Ackroyd, Ian McEwan, David Lodge, and texts are Amsterdam, Changing Places, Hawksmoor, Bird's Song. And the correct answer of question 10 is about option C, means Sebastian Fox, Hawksmoor, Peter Ackroyd related to Hawksmoor, and Ian McEwan, Amsterdam, and David Lodge, Changing Places. Next question is 11th. In new criticism, the key term tension is associated with option A. Clint Brooks, option B. John Croy Ransom, option C. Austin Warren, and option D. Alan Tate. Alan Tate is associated with the key term tension in new criticism. Question number 12 is, while compiling what sort of book did Samuel Richardson conceive of the idea for his Pamela or Virtue Rewarded? An account of the plague in London. Option B, an instruction manual for manners. Option C, a book of devotion. Option D, a book of modern letters. And the right answer is option D, a book of modern letters. Next question is, who among the war poets gained notoriety in 1917 when disenchanted with the way the war was being conducted? He drafted his letter of willful defense of the military authority, which captured attention in the House of Commons and was forcibly admitted to the war hospital at Craighockhart, primarily to avoid his being court-martialed. And options are Rupert Brooke, Siegfried Sassoon, Wilfred Owen, and Isaac Rosenberg. And Siegfried Sassoon is the correct answer. Question number 14. If you cannot understand an argument and remark it's Greek to me, you are quoting John Milton, Samuel Johnson, William Shakespeare, and John Donne. William Shakespeare is the answer. Next is, which of the following works did Walter Scott compile? The Lay of the Last Minstrel, Marmion, Ivanhoe, and the Ministry of Scottish Border. And the answer is option D, the Minstrelsy of Scottish Border. Question 16 is, which of the following is not written by Volsoinka? Option A, Home and Exile. Option B, Congi's Harvest. Option C, The Interpreters, and option D, The Swamp Dwellers. And the answer is Home and Exile is not written by Volsoinka. In the defense of poesy, Sidney says, now as in geometry, the oblique must be known as well as right and arithmetic, the odd as well as the even. So in the actions of our life, who seeth not the filthiness of evil, wanteth a grateful to perceive the beauty of virtue? Which of the following forms of poesy offers a foil that helps us to perceive the beauty of virtue? Options are A, pastorals, B, parody, C, comedy, and D, tragedy. And the comedy is the answer. Next question is, John Dryden described a major English poet as a rough diamond and must first be polished ere he shines. Identifies him. Geoffrey Chaucer, John Gower, George Herbert, and Robert Herrick. And the correct answer here, John Dryden described a major English poet, and he is talking about here Geoffrey Chaucer. Question 19. In a remarkably proleptic insight, a critic wrote the following, anticipating Benedict Anderson's definition of the nation as an imagined political community. Most novels are, in some sense, knowable communities. It is a part of tradition method and underlying stance and approach that a novelist offers to show people and their relationship in essentially knowable and communicable ways. Name the critic and the reference. Option 1 is Van Wyck Brooks, the writer in America. Option 2 is Raymond Williams, The Country and the City. Option 3 is Joseph Woodcroft, The Modern Temple. And option D is T.S. Eliot Notes Towards a Definition of Culture. And Raymond Williams, The Country and the City is the answer of 19th question. Question number 20 is about fair is my love and cruel as she is fair. Her brow shaded frown, although her eyes are sunny. The above lines are characterized by option 1 circumlocution, B antithesis, C anticlimax and D bathos. And the correct answer is antithesis, option B. Next is in his epistles to Dr. Arbuthnot, Pope tells us that as a poet he had benefited from this saving counsel, keep your peace 9 years, which enjoins on writers patience and great care before they rush to print. Whose counsel is Pope referring to? Longinus in On the Sublime. Option B, Horace in Ars Poetica. Option C, Quintilis in Instituto Oratoria. And option D, Aristotle's Poetics. Option B, Horace in Ars Poetica. Next question is, an English architect and stage designer beginning 1605 joined Jacobean court to design masque contributed significantly to the spectacular theatre which succeeded the Commonwealth after his death. The first designer to use revolving screens to indicate scene changes on the English stage. Identify this artist designer. Henry Irving, Inigo Jones, Henry Arthur Jones, and William Lynch. And correct answer is option B, Inigo Jones. Inigo Jones. Question number 23 is, dash may be defined as any departure from the rules of pronunciation or diction for the sake of rhyme or meter, or an unjustifiable departure from fact. Poetic license. Option 2, poetic justice. Option 3, poetic deviance. And option D, poetic diction. And the correct answer is option 1, poetic license. Question number 24 is, the humanities and the sciences were in fact two cultures was suggested by Aldous Huxley in his Oxford Lectures on Poetry, W. H. Auden in his Oxford Lectures on Poetry, F. R. Lewis in his book The Great Tradition, C. P. Snow in his Red Lecture. And 24th question's right answer is option D, C. P. Snow in his Red Lecture. Question number 25. Chaucer satirizes the monk because the monk, option A, is too concerned with courtesy and matter of etiquette. Option B, cheats the poor peasants by selling them false religious relics. Option C. Court favor of wealthy people but spends no time with poor people. Option D. Spends too much time hunting and too little time on religious duty. And option D is the correct. Spends too much time hunting and too little time on religious duty.